If this motherboard looks familiar to you and you can't get it to post after you built your PC with this motherboard, then welcome to the club. Howdy folks, you're watching DEUCE. In the professional industry, this video would be called off-brand because it's about a computer part, a motherboard that I had an issue with, versus firearms or the DEUCE and a half. If you aren't interested in a motherboard review, then skip ahead to this point right here, and that will be where I'm talking about kind of the state of the channel. Now, why am I reviewing a motherboard? Well, this is the Tomahawk Z790 chipset motherboard from MSI, and it is the bee's knees. It is set up for DDR5 RAM. It has all the vitamins and minerals that a growing channel and computer needs. But this one crapped the bed right out of the box. Here's the box this motherboard comes in. If this box looks familiar to you, or this board looks familiar to you and you can't get your PC to post once you built with this motherboard, then welcome to the club. It's dollar beer night. So initially I built with this board and everything clicked together just fine. I mean, they're just Legos. This is not hard to do, to build a PC from components. So I put her together and fired her up. Not a single light. There's 4 lights over here that indicate any kind of issues or the booting process. All of them were off. None of them came to life. The only activity I could get out of this motherboard once it was all built was getting the BIOS button flashing to start. There's a red light back here that would flash if you're updating the BIOS with a thumb drive. And that is the only activity I could ever get out of this board. I contacted MSI. We went back and forth for a week, trying things, showing them what I did, showing them how I built it. And finally, after a week of back and forth with them, because there's no phone number. I could never find a phone number, nor did they offer a phone number to call them. It was all emails or chat, never a phone number. They finally admitted that yes, I did actually know how to build a computer, and they admitted fault for this motherboard. They said, mail it back to us at your own expense. We're gonna verify it, and then if it is faulty, we will send you a new one. That's a negative. I am not going to spend extra money to send a faulty board back to the factory just to have it verified, and then hopefully a new one that actually works is sent back to me. I'm not going to do that. So you know what I did? I went back to Amazon because I bought stuff Amazon because of their excellent return policy. So how did I fix this? Well, I hit the return button on Amazon, and then at the same time, I bought this, which came overnight. This is the Gigabyte Tough series or what have you. It's also a Z790 chipset, set up for the 13th gen processors, ready to go out of the box. This thing, I had this thing posted in 20 minutes. I ripped everything off of this motherboard, put it on this sucker, had it in my PC in 20 or 30 minutes, and it was posting and updating Windows. Oh yeah, did I mention this saved me $75? This is $75 cheaper than the Tomahawk. And Tomahawk was highly rated on the internets and whatnot, and this thing was barely mentioned out there. It's cheaper, it's as good, it does everything that I needed to do. Now, does it have all the features? No, it does not. It does not have a 4th M.2 drive. The Tomahawks do. I'll probably just have some of my essential programs and my operating system on a couple of M.2 drives, and that is it. Everything else is going to be old school hard drives or SSDs. Both motherboards can hold 4 sticks of RAM. Both of them have 6 SATA drive ports right there. They all have a bunch of fan options there. When I initially had issues with my motherboard at the very beginning, I searched the internet and found only one person mentioning that, and they had the same issue with the red BIOS light was the only activity on the board. And that was the only option, the only mention on the internet about this issue. But underneath that video that he put up, there were dozens of people with the same problem, no solutions. And honestly, after dealing with MSI, the solution is to scrap it and find another motherboard. So in conclusion of this motherboard review, do not buy the Tomahawk motherboard, the Z790 chipset at least. That's the only one that I have experience with, because there's a lot of failures out there that I could find. And there's either a bad run of componentry or a bad soldering run. Something out there is causing a ton of issues out there, and MSI is not very helpful. So find another motherboard. There's nothing on this motherboard you can't find elsewhere. By the way, here is the PC that I've been using up till now. 10 years ago, I built this computer, and it has run like a scalded dog. I've been adding RAM to it. I had to add this cooler to it because I was overheating the processor. which eventually had a fire, which is why the channel has been dark for a little while, because I've had no computer trying to get this thing going. Also had a tree down both at my parents' house and at my house, so that's been super fun. But as you can see right here, I have been a very, very busy deuce. I've been testing out the new powder hopper from Lee on my newest run of 9mm, so we'll get into that, get into the weeds for that one right there. I've also been testing out Tumble Lube 9mm bullets versus, we got powder coated stuff here. And last but not least, I've been putting the final touches on a review video for a pistol that is cheaper than High Point, but far superior. So stay in tune for that. Also, if you have any comments, questions, show ideas, leave that in the comment box below the video. I'll try to answer as many of those as possible. And as always, you guys have a great day. See ya.